Hello, 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 hello. Wherever you are located on this fascinating planet called Earth, I hope that you are having a wonderful day, evening, or night, wherever you are located. Welcome to my channel. Just by seeing a little icon right in front of you, you know I'm talking about the beloved top 5 in the world, one of the top 5 3D applications in the world, our beloved Blender 2.8x. Yeah, 2.8x. My topic for the day, you all have seen this before. Let me jump into my image. Not the tree. The tree is part of it. Now, if you need to know how I made the tree, you can easily get online and check somewhere on YouTube about how to use the skin modifier. Once more, I use the skin modifier to make the tree. Since I'm not talking about the skin modifier, I'm not going to show you how to make it. But there are plenty of tutorials on how to use the skin modifier. Today, I want to be talking about Blender's displacement modifier and what a wonderful tool it is. Already, you see, I'm using a different figure for my displacement modifier. Most people love to use this object right here for that displacement modifier. They love to use this plane right here. Many YouTube videos, when they show you how to use the displacement modifier, they always use Christina the plane. They love it. They don't show you how can you use the displacement modifier on other objects. And I'm going to show you, dear Blender family, how to make this low poly tree look even more organic by using this displacement modifier. And I was thinking, good people, with the displacement modifier, I can use it on many meshes. I can make a house look either more realistic or more cartoony. I can use the displacement on a person to make them look more realistic or more cartoony. I'm just going to use it on this tree right here. So we got a displacement modifier. To use the displacement modifier, you first should click on material. And for me, to prove that I'm using material, I click on report and I give it a color. After you click on the material modifier, I'm just going to call it material tree. I'll do that to make it seem consistent. Tree. And so I gave my modifier a name. And then you should click on, you will need the texture properties. You will need the textures to use that. And right now it's set on image or movie. But we'll come back to that in a few seconds. After you click on material, after you click on texture, then you have to go to your modifier. Click on your modifier, the little wrench. Then you click on add modifier, and you click on the one that's in the deform section, because you're going to be deforming it. Deform section, and you choose displace, and presto, you already see it did something to my mesh automatically. It didn't just scale it. The scale just make it longer or shorter on the X, Y, Z, X. No, it changed the actual mesh dimension. It made the mesh wider. So to make the mesh go back smaller, you could click on mid-level. So I'm making it larger. So when you get to 0, it gets larger. So you click until you get it back to what you had before. Or 1 to put it back to where it was before. I'm going to leave it off 1. And you see right now, my tree is thicker. I already have affected my tree. And you can choose the strength too. See the strength? Look at that. Just by adjusting the strength, that looks even more like a tree right there. Just by adjusting the strength. But let's go back down here to textures and see what we can do. Oh, see? I gotta give it a new texture. And it changed again. So I can go back to my modifier, choose the strength because a texture has been applied to it. But you see, it looks more like a tree right there. They got a texture now. So let's go back to texture and try some of these textures. Right now it's on image or movie. I'm going to click on blend. It changed a little bit, but it blend didn't do much to it. Here's another one. See, look what the stored noise did. The stored noise made it look even more organic. I go back to my strength. I can adjust the strength, but it looks more organic now, like an actual tree with those wiggly, squiggly limbs. What does mid-level do? Mid-level, that's gonna make it look thicker now. See, that's all mid-level gonna do. Increase the width of it. That's all it does. Let me go back to textures. I got it on distort noise. I'm gonna choose clouds. Clouds didn't change it much. Let me choose magic. See that? It looks more organic now. Let me choose marble. I don't like that look. Let me go back to my modifier and adjust it. See, look at that. And it's non-destructive. I have my original mesh is still there. That's a good thing with the deform or displace modifier. I know if you don't hit apply, it's not. That's a good thing about modifiers, good people. It's only permanent when you hit apply. That's it. Let me do that. Let me go back and choose some other ones. Marble, Musgrave. I'm just going to the option. Noise. Just flipping to the option. Let you see it. And it's the Goji and Horizon or wood. Alright. Now I'm going to show you something different. I'm going to take it off as textures. So it went back to normal. I want to go to the weight paint screen. Weight paint. I'm just gonna color in certain parts of this and see what happens. Weight paint it. Let's do certain parts. Weight paint here. Weight paint there. It may deform it. Let me go back and see. And before I do weight paint, while I'm doing weight paint, I want to go to the UV editor. Highlight it. Hit U. Unwrap. There's unwrap. And the reason I'm doing that because I want to get a vertex group. That's all I'm doing it for, the vertex group. And let's go back to layout mode. I'm in object. Let me click on my modifier. You see this vertex group? I got my group. And let me see what happened. Not much happened. Maybe. Oh, see, that what happened. Them areas that are affected, you see, they created a bulge. That's the benefit of using that vertex group. See that I can make it. The rest of the tree hasn't changed. You see what vertex group is only going to affect the areas that are highlighted. Let's go put the weight paint. Them areas that are shaded in with weight painting. Those are only areas that are affected. So you can use weight painting to give your object even more character. Let me go back to texture and see what happened. Oh, see, and I took off textures. So with the weight paint, you don't need no textures. With weight paint, you just go to UV unwrapping. For weight paint, you just go to first UV unwrapping. You hit U, and that's it. It made that group for you. That's it. But just, and I don't even need, say with weight painting, select it. I don't need my the textures, but it's good to use them if you want to. And I should see how weight painting work in conjunction with the texture. It is working with those textures. It's working with them. Let me go back to the modifier. Adjust the strength. See? Oh, good. It's working. See, that's the benefit of using the modifier. I'm sorry. That's the benefit of using that weight paint. Let me go back to textures. Let me choose a different texture. I like clouds sometimes. Let me go back to this. And that's it. See, with weight paint, my people, it does not affect the entire mesh. It just affects the area that you highlighted. So that's it, my good people. I took you into another direction with how to use a displacement modifier. I'm not just using that dumb plane that many YouTube presenters always show in Blender. How to make a rocky terrain, how to make Mars and Jupiter. No, I showed you. You can use the displacement modifier or the displace modifier on any mesh to change it in any way you want. And I'm sure I can use those keyframes on it to make it look like my tree is getting fatter, to make like my person has a muscle bulging, whatever. So if you like this video on another way how to use the placement modifier on a organic figure, give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments on how you like to displace modifier and how you may use it, or if I did anything wrong, leave a comment. If you would like to subscribe to hear me talk about other topics in Blenders, I try to talk about on something unique. Like for instance, just now I gave a different twist on how to use the displacement modifier on an actual mesh that I made. Most of them did just use Blender natural mesh, which is that plane. Subscribe. Until the next time, my Blender family, 3D family members, peace.